Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What a lover, he is the lover, spirit of you. What a lover. Welcome to today's conversation at the Naked and Afraid Show. It is my pleasure to be talking to you this afternoon from the city of Dallas, Texas. I would like to know where you are experiencing this conversation from. Could you please confirm where exactly in the world that you're listening to me from? Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. I see handsome men and beautiful women in the house. Please let me know what country you are experiencing this from. Usually we have about 13 to 15 countries every Friday. So let me know. United Kingdom is in the house. Nigeria is in the house. United States is in the house. I'm representing Dallas, Texas. So please let me know where you are watching from. Canada is in the house. Please put your country. You know, sometimes I think you guys assume that I know your flags. Sometimes I do know the flag, sometimes I don't. There are 198 countries in the world. So we have UK, we have Canada, we have US, and we have Nigeria. Where else are you experiencing this from? Switzerland is in the house. Thank you, thank you. Where are the awesome people? Usually I see Ghana, I see Turkey. Turkey is in the house. So we have Nigeria, we have Switzerland, we have Turkey, we have Canada, we have UK, we have US. So 6 countries in the house already. Where are you listening to the conversation from? Welcome to the Naked and Afraid Show. Welcome to the Naked and Afraid Show. Welcome to the Naked and Afraid Show. And then every Friday, I will also be talking about how to increase your personal and professional influence from scriptures. If you're not a Christian, it's okay. Come around to learn, not a problem. Ghana is in the house. That's the 7th country. The Naked and Afraid Show. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do you have a topic you want me to talk about today, or should I go ahead and talk about what I prepared for? Talk to me. There are 6 beautiful countries in the house: Ghana, Nigeria, Switzerland, Turkey, United Kingdom, United States, and Canada. 7, really, 7 awesome countries. Where are you listening to this conversation from? It's the Naked and Afraid Show every Friday. Please remind your friends we are online, we are here today. Remind your friends that we are in the house and I am ready for you. So I hope you are ready for me. Good to see all of us once again. It's a Friday night. It's Friday evening in some countries. In some, it is our afternoon. But whatever it is, we're supposed to just try and take a chill pill for the weekend. Rest. Netherlands in the house. That's our 8th country. Thank you so much. Where are you experiencing this conversation from? 8 countries are in the house already. Good to see us all. Good to see all of us. So, do you have a topic you want me to talk about, or you would just want me to proceed with what I prepared for you this beautiful, cute afternoon? How was your Valentine's Day? How was Valentine? How was Valentine? Dubai is in the house. That's our 9th country. Dubai, here you come. Abdullahi. Dubai is in the house. So we have 9 countries in the house already. We have 9 countries in the house already. 9 countries, 9 countries, 9 countries. Who is going to be country number 10? Where is country number 10? Where is the 10th nation? Where is the 10th ambassador. London is already in the house. India! India, I hope you are in India, the unique traveler. I hope you are in India. So India is in the house. We have 10 awesome countries in the house already. Good to see us all. Good to see us all. Okay. South Africa is in the house. That's country 11. Yippee! How to heal completely from a broken marriage. That's a symposium discussion. Okwemi Abudu, when did you move to Pakistan? Okwemi, I am aware you are in Canada. Okwemi, for this that you have done, you owe me $1,000. Thank you, Amshare, for buying the badge. Thank you so much for buying the badge. Okwemi, you owe me $1,000 for trying to swing this. I know that your black body is in Canada, so I don't know how you go to Pakistan to do what? To do what? No. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. If you're in Washington, D.C., I will be in your hood next week. If you're there, just let me know. I will be in your hood sometime next week. You know, so Washington, D.C., I would be in your hood sometime next week. So who wants to guess what I want to talk about? If you guess it well, I have a gift for you. But I know you can get it. If you guess my topic pretty well, I have a gift for you. And it may be just some cool cash. If you guess my topic well, I have a gift for you. But let me just type the topic, you know, and just pin it there. So I have pinned my topic, no need to guess. Today's conversation from Dallas, Texas, where you see, thank you, Tammy, for buying the badge, where you experience my beautiful soul and voice from every Friday, is called Who is Rooting for You. Like I said, next week I will be sharing and talking about how to increase your personal and professional influence from a scriptural perspective. It has nothing to do with organized religion. It has nothing to do with religion, really. It has everything to do with being a son of God. So you're welcome, whether you worship who I worship or not. I know that you will find it deeply valuable and deeply useful for your personal and professional life. So let's talk about who is rooting for you. Who is rooting for you? That's what we're talking about this afternoon or evening or wherever you are in the world. 12 countries are listening to me presently. You know, so who is rooting for you? I have observed that the world is so tough, I must admit. Yeah, pretty tough. It also depends on what part of the world you live in. If you live in Africa, the level of toughness there may be different. If you live in Europe, it may be different. If you live in the US, it may be different. You know, part of what Africans experience are things that they should not experience at all. Things they should not be praying about, things they should not be bothered about. But somewhere along the line, bad leadership is a serious epidemic in Africa. Like, every time I see African leaders, they remind me of African fathers, because every leader is from a family, whether a functional family or a dysfunctional family. And the family center is the factory of the nation and the microcosm of the nation. So every time I see a nation, I peep into their family life and I see that there's something fundamentally wrong, you know, at the family center, family system, and the family structure. And once we get it wrong at the family level, we'll most likely get it wrong at the national level. Every leader will most likely be a father, whether through natural birth or adoption or through custodianship or whatever that is called, you know, and all of those things. And then, of course, women are not left behind in the Left Behind series. We are also doing our own. So wherever you are in the world, there is something you are most likely dealing with. But all of us have something that we are dealing with called the pandemic, called the inflation. Beyond the natural disasters, for example, in Lagos, Nigeria, or in Nigeria presently, they are buying their currency. Like, it's very disturbing, very humbling. You just sit down and you begin to wonder what exactly is going wrong. Is this a nation? Is this a crime scene? Is this a jungle? What exactly is going on? And there are different things at different levels. It was, yeah, it was sometime this week that I saw that one African leader was celebrating his 90th birthday. And I think that, yeah, he's still leading his country. And I was wondering, at 90, I don't want to be close to anything close to power. I just want to rest. I want to chill. I just want to just sit down and be fine. So today's conversation is titled Who is Rooting for You? Because all of us need at least 2, 3 people who are going to root for us. Apparently, in somewhere like the United States, there is an industry called the cheerleading industry where you get paid to encourage people, to lead, to encourage people, to hype people, to just try and place a demand on the greatness within people and for them to remember who they really are in the face of fire, in the face of adversity, in the face of issues. And sometimes people call these people who are rooting for you maybe like hype men in other countries. I know a couple of friends who are hype men in Nigeria and in South Africa. Like, you just have like hype men who try to hype you, and then some have taken it to the next stage. They call them cheerleaders. And the question I have for you this afternoon, because I am in Dallas, is who is rooting for you? When life is tough, who reminds you of who you are? When life is trying to drown you, who reminds you of who you are? When life is trying to confuse, distract, and silence you, who reminds you of who you are? All of us, single, married, separated, divorced, whatever it is, you must have someone or people who are rooting for you. You must have people who are rooting for you. Life is tough. Life can be lonely. Life can be shocking. Life can be surprising. I haven't recovered from the assassination that happened in South Africa. Interestingly, I never Googled the gentleman. I knew his name, I knew his face, I knew his brand. But because I'm not really into rap, you know, I just knew him as someone, as a successful entrepreneur or successful brand, but I was very disturbed when I saw whatever happened to him. I saw over 100 videos, I tried to analyze it in the way that I could, but it was very disturbing because I just felt what must have happened to the point where people are going to sit down and say, we're going to take this person out, we're going to fix this, we're going to silence him. Like, at what point do you desire to silence someone else? At what point do you desire to make a child fatherless, make a girlfriend or fiance, spouseless, or what would you call it, and then make parents, like, it just felt like an entanglement. And I was staring at his child, staring at his girlfriend, staring at his parents, and I was saying to myself, who is rooting for them? Who is reminding them that whatever's happened now is a dent in life, and it's like a showstopper, but then life is still going to go on. So today's conversation is who is rooting for you, because we are going to fail as much as we will succeed. Yes, we are going to fail as much as we are going to succeed. I know you hate the sound of failure, but failure enforces success. You are going to fail as much as you will succeed. Almost everything you're going to do has 50-50, like chances of failing or succeeding. And In relationships, we will fail. In business ventures or transactions, we will fail. At different levels of our lives, we're going to fail. The reason why we're going to fail is because failure is part of success. There's absolutely no way everything you're going to do for the first time in your life, you're going to succeed at it. The first time we tried to crawl and then we stuttered before we started walking, and then when we started walking, it took us a while before we started running, and even when we started running, we had to like tidy up everything we're going to do to run appropriately, but the truth about it is that you are going to fail as much as you're going to succeed. And in your moments of failure, in friendships, in relationships, in businesses, in life, your health generally, who is rooting for you? Who is that person that you can call when the doctor says something about your health? Who is that person you can call when your relationship breaks down? Who is that person you can call when your spouse says they are no longer interested in a relationship or a marriage? Who is that person you can call when your business, goes bonkers, or when something happens business wise? Who is that person you can call when you want to cry? It is normal to cry. Crying is part of life. And I'm here to ask you a question: who is rooting for you? So can you please respond in the chat room? Who is rooting for you? Who is that person you can call and cry to, cry with, cry on their shoulder, and take solace in their existence? Who is that person? Who is that person that you know that exist for you? And when I say exist for you, you know that you mean so much to them and they mean so much to you. So it is called interdependency. You depend on them and they depend on you, and both of you sharpen each other because of the days that you may not understand. Because the days of adversity exist, we pray against it, we bind it, but the truth about it is it exists. Wumi, I'm not rooting for you. Wumi, I'm not rooting for you. Remove my name from your list. Who is that person that is rooting for you? Who is that person that is rooting for you? Who is that person that you know roots for you? Who reminds you that I believe in you? Who reminds you that he or she loves you? When you feel like crying, where do you go? Who do you go to? Life is not as easy as we make it look like on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Life is tough. And we don't have it together like black and white. No. Everyone is going through something that they're hoping you never discover or find out, or something. Who is that person that is rooting for you? If you're listening to me today, entrepreneur, professional, mothers, fathers, friends, brothers, sisters, husband, wives, whatever you call yourself, who is that person that is rooting for you? You must identify your cheerleaders. You must identify the voices that are always campaigning for you, the voices that hype you, the voices that push you. The truth about the matter is that you would be very unwise, and permit me to say very foolish, to despise the people who root for you. You will be very unwise to despise your cheerleaders in a world where so many people don't want you to prosper. And even if they want you to prosper, they don't want you to prosper more or above them. They don't want you to prosper above and more than them. I know the people who root for me, and I root for them shamelessly. Oh, I root for them shamelessly. I root for my friend Praise for Always shamelessly. I root for my mentor, Mr. Leke Order, shamelessly. When I root for you, you know that I root for you. I root for the faculty members of Emotion City. I push them, I remind them, I throw opportunities their way. My tribe members know if I find an opportunity that works for you, I throw it their way. They're not giving me referral fees. They're not giving me any extra money. I just want them to prosper. Sometimes I've been taken for granted. Sometimes I feel like I don't owe you, so I really shouldn't be doing this. Sometimes I want to stop doing it, but the truth about the matter is, I just say to myself, everyone must have cheerleaders, everyone must have hype men, everyone must know that people are rooting for them. Who is rooting for you in the day when you are in tears, in the day when someone close to you passes on, in the day when you need help, in the day where the doctor says something against what God is saying, in the day when you're broke and broken, in the days when you're confused, in the days where you are flustered, you want to give up, in the days when you're tired of being tired. Who is rooting for you, who is calling your name, who is hyping you, who is reminding you that you know what, this is who you are. You are an oracle, you are a consultant, the Spirit of God is upon you. This too will pass. Who is your hype man? Who is your hype woman? Who is that person that you can run to at every point in time? Sometimes they are your friends. Sometimes they are your mentors. Sometimes they are people in your community or your tribe. Sometimes, there are people who are around you, but you gotta know who is rooting for you. You need to know who your hype man is. Life is not about vibes and inshallah, oh, let's just do it. We move. You ain't moving anywhere, because life is going to show up. How do I know? I work as a mental health practitioner. I get calls from my clients at every point in time when the devil tries to visit them. Sometimes it is the report of the doctors. Sometimes it is the enemy trying to fight them. But guess what? Because they are my clients, I have a responsibility that I chose to be their gatekeeper in science and in spirituality. Yes, I can heal you emotionally and I can bind every devil. I know when the devil is trying to consume, to steal, and to destroy. And I understand the power that I carry in my voice. So I know when they need therapy and I know when I need to take it to war. I know when the devil is trying to suffocate and mess them all up. So I stand in gap as a gatekeeper for my clients. I stand in gap as a gatekeeper for my tribe members, and I remind them of who they are. Because guess what? I understand the power that I have in my voice. Because those that know their God shall be strong. So if they are weak, I have the knowledge of God. It is my responsibility to remind them of who they are personally, who they are professionally, who they are maritally, who they are financially. There is somebody who must be able to call the God out in you. Your friends must be able to call the God out in you. Your mentors must be able to call the God out in you. Your spouse must understand the assignment. So I am here to let you know that life is tough. I am here to let you know that life will show up at your doorstep, whether you like it or not. We pray against it, we bind it, but sometimes you may be jobless. Sometimes you may be looking for clients. Sometimes you may be broke. Sometimes you're broke and broken. Sometimes you're tired. Sometimes you're tired of being tired. But there must be somebody in your corner who is going to say, wipe your tears. There must be somebody in your corner who is going to tell you that you have done this before, and because you have done it before, you have the capacity to do it again. There must be somebody who will remind you that God has a track record of keeping his words. When you have miscarriages, who is your hype man? When you have divorces, who is rooting for you? When your business is not going down good, who is rooting for you? When life shows up, who is rooting for you? You just can't have friends that you go to the movies with. You can't just have friends that you discuss Netflix and Amazon Prime with. You can't just have friends you're discussing Tesla vehicles and phones with. You must have friends that understand the assignment on earth. You must have friends that will let you know that yes, we're going to cry together, but here I am in your corner. In death and in life, I am rooting for you. Who is that one person who is hawking your existence? Who is that one person who is carrying you on their head? Who is that one person who is saying to you that, you know what, as long as I am here, I am in your corner? Who is that one person who is saying to you that I don't want to know what the doctor are sad, but I know that you are not going to die. I refuse to let the devil take you away. I refuse to let the devil kill you. Yes, I know the devil is looking for who to steal, kill, and destroy, but I'm not going to permit that. By the virtue of friendship, you aren't going to die. By the virtue of association, you aren't going to die. By the virtue of connection, you aren't going to die. I don't want to know what the devil is saying, but because I know who is in me and whose I am here as your friend, as your gatekeeper, and I'm saying to you that I speak life. Who speaks life to you when death is knocking? Who speaks life to you financially? Who speaks life to you emotionally? Who speaks life to you spiritually? Who is saying to you, don't read your Bible like a religious entity. Read the Bible like you are reading the manual for creativity. Read the Bible like you are reading the manual for being a genius. Read the Bible and understand what it is to get emotional healing. Read the Bible and understand what it is to be an innovator. Read the Bible and understand what it is to be an inventor. Who is that voice in your life? Who is rooting for you? Who is rooting for you? One of the reasons why you need to join associations and tribes and communities is because you need an anchor. You need where to run to when it is time to cry. You can't spend 95 years on earth and not cry. It ain't possible. And something interesting has been happening to me, especially like for the past 2 or 3 months. God shows me my tribe members in my dream. Like, I'm sure God knows that I love them so much. Beyond the fact that they are just in my tribe, I pray for them. I teach them. I want them to prosper. God is beginning to show them to me in my dream. There was one that I saw in my dream and I reached out to, and she said to me, I've been on admission for a while. I said, God categorically told me you were ill, and I was wondering why he was telling me. And she's not the first, she's not the second, she's not the third or the fourth that God has shown me in the past 2 months. As long as people are connected to me and I know that I'm connected to them, I know and I try to be their gatekeeper. And the devil understands the assignment. The devil knows that if people are close to me, I'm not going to leave them just like that. The devil understands that I know who I am and whose I am. And I understand what exactly the assignment is. I am not a professional just because I'm a professional. I know science as much as I know spirituality. And I understand that God rules in the affairs of men. Yes, I can separate my knowledge and my wisdom. I can focus on science and strictly be on science. And I can focus on God and strictly be on God. And I can blend both of them. So I work as an intersectionalist. I can be in science and I can be in spirituality all at the same time. And I can separate both. But guess what? Because God rules in the affairs of men, I understand that there are some things in this world that are spiritual. And I'm not talking about witches and wizards because I have no respect for them. They don't exist to me. I'm just letting you know that if you understand, if you genuinely, truly understand the power that is in your voice and the power that you have in your tongue, life and death. If you understand how you can speak these words forth, you would know what you're supposed to know at every point in time. And then, enough of having friends just because we live in the same neighborhood or because, we're neighbors or we went to the same school or whatever. I'm sure by now you understand that friends can set you up, friends can set you up to be killed or assassinated, friends can betray you, they can do a lot of things, not because they genuinely want to be evil, but sometimes the money they're about to be paid is a lot of money, and they'll just say, I'm just going to do this and I will repent of my sins and I'm going to move on and forgive myself, but I'm already $10 million richer and all of those things. But you must be spiritually tuned to what is going on part time. Life is very tough. I can't promise that it's going to be easier. And it depends on what country you're living in presently. I can't promise that life is going to be easier. What I can, however, promise you is that you must have your hype man in your corner who is rooting for you. Oh, who is rooting for you? Oh, there are days that you're going to cry. There are days you're going to ask God questions. And there are days you're going to question God. There are days when you want to throw in the towel. There are days when you say to yourself, does it even matter that I have integrity? Does it matter that I have loyalty and honesty? There are days when you will say to yourself, oh, I've been living a life of values and people who don't have values seem to be doing better than me. There are days when you're going to say a lot of things to yourself. There are days when you're going to even say, maybe I should just go and rest and exit this world. Like, there are days when it would be cold and lonely and disturbing and teary and whatever it is. But my question to you today is, who is your hype man? Who is rooting for you? Who is in your corner? You need those people who are going to be closer than brothers. You need those people who are going to be your anchors, who are going to say to you, I know you don't feel like praying, I will do the praying for you. I know you don't feel like talking to God, I will do that for you. I know you don't feel like doing this, I will do that for you. Who is your hype man? Who is in your corner? Thank you, Tolu, for buying the badge. Who is your hype man? Who is in your corner? Who do you run to when you feel like crying? To the gentleman listening to me today, I know sometimes culture says that, oh, men are not supposed to cry, men are supposed to man up, men are supposed to do this, men are supposed to do that. It's not masculine to cry. The more you detach yourself from emotions, the more respected you become, the more this, the more that. I'm just here to let you know that culture is trying to turn you into a hardened criminal. And how do I know that? I know that because even the one that created you wept. So I'm not understanding this point proving where shedding tears is tied to masculinity and being vulnerable is being perceived as, emasculating you or something like that. If you're a gentleman listening to me today, if you haven't cried in a while, take your time to go under your damn shower and cry. I know that you want to cry. Yes, I do. I know that you want to cry. I know you've been suppressing and pretending with your six packs. That's why some of you go to the gym, the teary energy and the energy you desire to use to evacuate. Instead of crying, you go lift weight. After lifting the weight, the tears are still there because sometimes you guys act frustrated. You guys show up with road rage. Sometimes you snap at your family members and children. You snap at your girlfriends. You act like you're under a spell. Go under your damn shower and cry. Except you're a hardened criminal, keep it going. But if you are not a criminal, go into your bathroom, put the shower on, put on some damn music, and cry. I'm not interested in your six packs if you can't cry, in your beards if you can't cry. I deal with crying men. When last did you cry? Some of you didn't even cry when you lost your father. You didn't cry when you lost your mom. You didn't cry when you lost a sibling. You didn't cry when you lost friends. You are here staring at me saying, oh, I didn't have to cry. Yes, that's why you are acting like a hardened criminal. That's why people think you're wicked. That's why people think you're mean. That's why people think you're very, very, very wicked. Go and cry. There's no award in suppression. There's no award in squeezing your face. Go to the bathroom. Play your music and your song and cry. Kola, weep. Opeyemi, cry. Taiwo, go and cry. That is the mandate for men today. Go and cry. C-R-Y. Yeah. Go on and cry. Oh, my darling women, the gender that carries the world on their shoulder, the gender that they describe as black and independent women, I'm not part of you. I'm not interested in anything that looks like suffering and struggle. Yeah. Women that carry the burdens and you tighten life to your chest. African women, they said that you people don't like to accept help. People like to prove a point that you're very hardworking. You will go from morning to night and work and work and work. Sometimes help is even available. Some of us are even married to good men. Some of us have good children. Some of us have good friends. We have good team members, but we will not do what? Ask them for help. You know why? We have trust issues because we feel if they help us to do it, they will not do it well until we do it ourselves. You know, everything will not be perfect and well and all of that. I just have a question for you. When last did they admit you, Sister Bola? When last did they admit you, Sister Buki? When last did they admit you, Sister Taiwo? When last did they admit you, Sister Bimpe? You are carrying the world on your head. You don't want anybody to help you. You are available in the morning, in the afternoon, at night. You are running helter-skelter looking for who to devour. One day you will be devoured. Go and rest. Go and rest. Go under your warmer, or you people will call it duvet. Put on your heater or fan and sleep. Yes, go and rest. And I don't want to hear, I don't have money. It is only the living that can hit their target. Go and rest. Some of you have changed color repeatedly and you are not bleaching. It is tied to stress. Some of us are going through irregular periods, not because of anything medical. It is tied to stress. Some of us are breaking out. It is tied to stress. A lot of things are happening in this world, and the last thing you want to do is to do yourself, meaning to collapse, fall down, and die. Next of kin, they don't price car, they don't negotiate. It's the price they call it for them that they pay. So I'm just here to spread the gospel of rest and crying. Men, I know you haven't cried in a while. That's why I said you should go and cry under the shower. As you are crying, use your hand to rub your stomach and be singing, as they sweet me, it go they pain them, as they pain them, it go they sweet me. Go and cry. For women who are carrying the world on their shoulder. I don't know where this life is carrying you to, but there is somewhere that I have an idea. Where this life is carrying you to, you will not return from if you don't rest. So the gospel, according to this conversation, is titled, Who is Rooting for You? In that day of tears, in the day of pain, in the day of unpleasant surprises, in the day where you need to cry, who do you cry to? Where do you cry? Who do you cry to? Where do you cry? I take pleasure in crying. Me will take anybody. If mosquito even bites me now, I will cry. I don't have time. As I even am now, I want to be spending on that people's money. If you have any dollar you are not using, just send me a DM. I have money, but it's another person's money I want to be spending now. If, as I am like this, if one small mosquito, the one they just even gave birth to, if it sings in my ear, I will cry. I don't even have time. I'm nobody's role model or mentor. So I'm not, if our mentor is crying, what I want to mentor? Who is mentoring you? When me and you sign? I'm not your role model. I'm not your mentor. You did not vote me into power. You are not voting me out of power. I'm just trying to live this life. So if one way or the other you put me on a pedestal, it's your ancestor that you put there, because I don't have your time. When did me and you sign a pedestal agreement that from today you are now my mentor? No. Don't even stress your grandmother like this. As I am like this, I'm somebody's grandmother. Don't even stress me. Don't stress me. If you whine me small, I will cry for you. Mr. Valentine said, oh Jesus. Well, it's true. If you whine me small, I will cry. Somebody listening to me today sent me a box of snails 2 days ago. The prayer that I prayed for, all the way from Nigeria, a whole box. I can't declare how many, because there are some people who have already attacked my house because of those snails, and about 20 pieces have gone. So I can't really declare the number of snails, because if I declare the number of snails, they will file to my apartment like ants and be looking for their share. And because I did not steal the snail, and it's not a national cake, Nobody really knows the number of snail apart from the sender. But somebody all the way from Nigeria sent me a box of snail. Plenty snails with different spices, because they are the people rooting for me. Some of you are rooting for me here. You'll be greeting me, nothing. And then you now say, I put you on a pedestal. It's your ancestor you put on a pedestal. You put me on a pedestal. You have not sent me snail. You have not sent me money for nothing. But you are putting me on a pedestal. Wo, ma je sọ̀rọ̀ sí ẹ o. In this tough world, you don't think that you should send me snail. How do you think that my mental health is now intact? Let me ask you. How do you think that my mental health is intact? How do you think that I come here every Friday to speak to you free of charge? And then there are 297 videos on my YouTube page, and the handle is Emotions Doctor. All the videos there are free. But you are saying that I'm your mentor and role model. Don't role model me. Don't mentor me. Don't role model me. Don't use me as your point of contact. Nothing. Just leave me out of, because this world, nobody has a manual. Never open boxes from strangers. This one is not a stranger. They sent it to me. I know the sender. Abi, how will you get to my doorstep if they did not know me? Mummy, I will still block you. The way you are going. Who do you cry to? Where do you run to the days you want to cry? Men have stopped crying. They want to turn men to hardened criminals. The people following me, I reject it for you. Thank you for buying the badge. I reject it for you. The people following me. If you are a man, it is normal to cry. Go under the shower and go and cry before they turn you into a nini. Just turn you into everything that they should strike out. And then women are carrying the world on their shoulder. Me, I'm not part of you people. As I am like this, I'm even looking for who to carry me on their shoulder. Like I am up for adoption. Madam, leave me and my snail. Now mind your business now. Why is this snail hooking you like this? Maria, mind your business now. Why is he hooking you like this? And you're asking me questions repeatedly over the snail. How is it affecting you? Please, please, please. Leave me and my snail alone. Where and who do you run to? Thank you, Benga, for buying the badge. Where and who do you run to when you need to cry? There's a tendency that we all have friends when life is beautiful, when we are enjoying our lives, when things are good, when we buy a new car, we have people to tell. When we have a new house, we have people to tell. You know, when it's a new phone, we got adopted, whatever it is, you know, we have people to tell and stuff like that. But when life shows up, when a child drowns, when you lose your father or mother, when something happens to you at work, maybe you were sacked, or you had a miscarriage, or you had a divorce, or whatever it is, or someone stole your car or broke into your car, who do you run to? Who do you tell? Where do you go? You need at least two to three people. If you don't have those people, you need to start cultivating that relationship today. And another way to cultivate it is to join a tribe. Some of my tribe members have been with me for the past 4 years. Interestingly, they joined my tribe via DM on Instagram. So they will send me a DM. It costs $500 to join my tribe all through the year. So they joined my tribe, and then through the tribe, we have become professional friends. We have become friends, really. Some have even become like sisters and all of those things. Like, we share all the moments together. We share gifts. We share birthdays. But everything started from joining a tribe. So sometimes you need to join a tribe, join an association, join a community. Find a place that you should be. Buy relationships. You know, sometimes we just feel, oh, why am I paying? Why am I paying? Trust me, for the days that are coming ahead of you and you don't know, these are the people who would be in your corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Buy relationships, buy people with sense, buy people with God, buy people with loyalty, with. And then when I say buy relationships, you are not going directly to say, oh, I want to buy your friendship. No, by the virtue of value preservation, value exchange, you are building relationships with people. At a particular time in your life, when you're above 30, you should know that the free things you're going to receive may not be as important as the things you're supposed to pay for. The free platform is good. That's normal social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of those things. But the extra level is you paying for access, you paying for secrets, you paying for wisdom. One of my tribe members sent me a message. It was actually even about something professional. And I gave a call through to her. And while I was asking her some questions, the Holy Spirit dropped a business idea in my heart for her. And I was like, have you ever looked at this industry? Because I think that you'll be good at it. And I ran her through all of that in about 20-30 minutes. Guess what? Even me, as I was saying it, I saw the money for her because she was so ripe. She's a professional. She knows how to be in that industry. But guess what? It never occurred to her to even do anything close to it. And I gave her at least 5 different offers and 5 different ways she could access the industry because she even had the network there already. And she said to me, you don't know what this has done for me. I have been looking, she's close to 60. I have been looking for what to dedicate my retirement into. And now that you open my mind in this direction, I am grateful. But guess what? I would never have spoken to her if she was not in my tribe, if she never joined. It would never have occurred to me. It's called top of mind awareness. So anywhere you want to join, go join it. But as long as you're above 30, you need to start putting money aside to buy relationships, to buy access. Not everything is free, because there will be some days where some things will happen. You will be in other countries and then you need support in that country. I remember the first time I think I was going on a cruise and I was going through California. Yeah, that's the state in the US. I was going on a cruise to California and I put it there that I was going on a cruise, and a lady has sent me a DM and said, oh, can she bring a gift for me? And I was pleasantly surprised because I was like, oh, she follows me and stuff. I actually even put her on my Instagram page. And then I was like, oh, really? And I said, I won't be there for too long because I'm on a cruise. I'll be there roughly 4 hours. She said, Edie, just tell me where to come to. And I told her to meet me at the cruise, before I get on board. And she was there. And, she actually even missed her way. I had to wait for a while, finally caught up with her. She's American, came with 3 children. I was in shock. Like, she just brought a gift for me. She said, you don't know what your teachings have done on Instagram in my marriage. And I just thought that now that I have the opportunity to see you, like I was almost in tears because I didn't know who she was, but she was like giving me bumper to bumper to say she wanted to drop a gift. And usually I don't even respond, but somewhere along the line, the Holy Spirit permitted me to do that. It wasn't anything massive. It was very thoughtful and I appreciated it. You'll be in other countries and life may show up. You'll be in other states and life may show up. You'll be at different places and life may show up. People say, for example, that, oh, when you relocate, you'll be lonely, you'll be bored, you'll be this, you'll be that. I didn't feel any of that. By the time I was settling down in Texas, I had friends here already. I had a tribe and a community of people already. I have all I need to do at any point in time is to send a message and I will find people. In fact, I will find more than 2 people who are willing to help me with that thing. Just by the virtue of value and by the virtue of selflessness. So we all need somebody to be in our corner. We all need someone to be rooting for us. If you don't know how, you must start investing in relationship now. How do you invest? Give more than you ask. Give to people more than you ask of them. Give to people more than you ask of them. Give more than you ask. Deposit more than you withdraw. Deposit more than you withdraw. Make deposit more than you withdraw. Thank you so much for spending your time with me tonight and this evening. I will see you next week, Friday, at the same time, 2 p.m. CST, Central Standard Time, and 9 p.m. West African Time. That will be the Naked and Afraid show. I will see you next week, Friday at the same time. To join my tribe, please send me a DM. It is $500 for the entire year. We meet every week. No, every month. We meet every month. Next week, this month's meeting is next week, where I'm teaching professionals from 7 countries. We teach, we learn, we network, we date, we strike deals, we make so much money together, we cry, we pray, encourage ourselves, do all of those things. To join my tribe, please send me a DM. It is $500. And I will see you next week, Friday. Enjoy yourself, and I'm rooting for you. Bye.